When MI6 agent Hattie finds herself cornered by terrorists looking to steal a programmable virus known as Snowflake, she makes a radical choice. To keep it out of enemy hands, she injects the pathogen directly into her bloodstream. She is now being hunted by Brixton, a cybernetically enhanced superhuman. He has the mechanical strength and tactical processing power of a living machine, and he won't stop until he retrieves the virus from Hattie's body. This countdown represents a global extinction event. Snow's 24-hour window before it kills Hattie and goes airborne, turning her into the epicenter of a worldwide wipeout. Defeating a threat with Brixton's level of cybernetics requires the world's two most lethal operatives. The problem is, these two are famously incapable of working together. Luke Hobbs and Deckard Shaw occupy opposite ends of the tactical spectrum. Hobbs is a blunt instrument of raw force. Shaw is an elite specialist built on precision. They are effective alone, but their mutual hatred makes a partnership seem impossible. Their refusal to cooperate immediately fractures the mission. They choose to run entirely separate, uncoordinated investigations, with Hobbs isolating himself to hunt for leads across the city of Los Angeles. At the same time, Shaw ignores Hobbs completely, launching his own independent investigation across the city of London. The investigation becomes personal when Shaw realizes the woman they're tracking is his estranged sister, Hattie. This revelation suddenly makes the mission's failure an unthinkable outcome for him. Despite the stakes, their competition continues. The mission is more likely to fail because of their personal spite and constant sabotage of one another than because of the virus itself. To save Hattie, they have to reach Etion, an ultra-fortified, high-tech research facility in Russia. It houses the only machine capable of extracting the virus safely from her bloodstream. They devise a high-risk plan to get inside. They use Hattie as a Trojan horse, allowing Brixton's forces to capture her, so she is taken directly to the extraction room. While she's being held, Hobbs and Shaw breach the facility. They tear through Etion's security with brute force, yet they still fight as separate entities rather than a coordinated unit. They eventually reach Hattie and execute their extraction, using timed explosives to clear a path through the facility's exits as they barely manage to escape. These solo tactics were enough to survive the initial breach, but their inability to work as a team leaves them increasingly vulnerable as the mission gets more desperate. Their chaotic exit comes with a devastating price. The delicate Etion extraction machine, their only hope for a medical solution, is severely damaged during the escape. The biological clock hasn't stopped. Hattie's 24-hour window is nearly closed, and they no longer have the hardware required to remove the pathogen. To make matters worse, Brixton's elite tactical teams have already located them and are closing in on their compromised position. High-tech espionage has brought them to a dead end. With no options left, Hobbs pulls the team off the global grid entirely, taking them to the one place where they can fight on their own terms. Hobbs retreats to the isolated shores of Sevilla, his family's home. It's a location far removed from the digital surveillance and corporate reach of Etion. This transition marks a change in his approach. Hobbs reconciles with his massive family, trading his lone wolf persona for the strength of a unified tribal force. This defense includes his physically imposing brothers, including the presence of WWE's Roman Reigns, who prepared to face Brixton's technology with traditional strength. The brothers ignore high-tech diagnostics, instead using mechanical instinct and analog ingenuity to physically repair the damaged extraction machine. By reintegrating into a familial structure, they accomplish what millions of dollars of espionage tech could not. They fix the machine and free Hattie from the virus. The final battle begins as Brixton's advanced cybernetic army arrives to find the Samoan defense waiting for them. They turn the high-tech battle into a practical one. By chaining their heavy trucks together, they use collective weight to ground Brixton's advanced helicopter. This forces a final hand-to-hand confrontation. Brixton fights as a perfectly calculated solo unit, able to anticipate and counter any individual attack with ease. Hobbs and Shaw finally find a rhythm. They drop their egos entirely and begin to fight as a synchronized duo, moving in a pattern that Brixton's computer can no longer predict. They use synergy to break him. One agent intentionally absorbs a blow, the other exploits the momentary opening to land a finishing strike. Individual perfection and cutting-edge hardware weren't enough to stop Brixton. Saving the world didn't require a better machine, It required the humility to drop the ego and rely on the strength of a synchronized alliance.